Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin of the state of Wisconsin, a member of the Senate Appropriations Committee, also the Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. All right, good morning. First, what do you think is next for health care?
Well, Mitch McConnell says he's going to force this vote. And so we are, after last night, everyone thought maybe this repeal effort had come to an end, it was dead. It is not, and it is still our first priority is to fight against this repeal effort. And how irresponsible is it, you just said, Ali, to look at repeal without replace? The consequences on people's health well-being is extreme. So we have got to keep the pressure up, and I want to return to what has made this possible, to be this far into 2017 and still be engaged in this debate. It is the voice of the American people. I see it every time I go home to Wisconsin, people telling their stories, people sharing with Republican congressmen and senators about what the impact would be on their lives, their families, if this irresponsible partisan nonsense were allowed to come into law.
So we've had calls, Senator, from Susan Collins, from John McCain, who's still recovering from his surgery.
Yes.
Senator Schumer said it this morning. There seems, you and I have had this conversation before, there seems to be growing impetus for a real bipartisan effort. But on July 7th, you joined 20 Democratic colleagues introducing something called the Marketplace Certainty Act. Now, this is interesting to Stephanie and me because we cover economics a lot. Part of the problem, part of what I just showed everybody would happen if you repeal Obamacare without replacing is that the insurance companies don't like the uncertainty. Their defense mechanism to protect their bottom line is to hike premiums.
So I absolutely agree that there are measures and steps we have to take, but repeal has to come off the table first. Then I think that a stabilization package, frankly, if the Republicans are willing to work in open, not in secret, and include some of the women in the conversations, if they're willing to do that, to be, in all seriousness, we have a stabilization measure that's to go, and some price relief issues on which we agree. You mentioned John McCain. John McCain and I have a bill to bring additional transparency and accountability to the drug corporations that have been jacking up the prices and causing such additional burdens on people's health care. There are a number of bipartisan measures and measures that absolutely could be bipartisan, ready to go. But we've got to get through this irresponsibility of putting repeal without replacement on the table. It's the least responsible proposal they've had yet. It could leave 32 million Americans without insurance in short order, and that's the fight before us right now, and the people have to continue to tell their stories, call their members until we have put that aside.
Then behind closed doors, do you have a game plan, or are you currently, beyond John McCain, working with moderate Republicans? Some have categorized repeal without replace as an attack within the Republican Party, conservatives attacking moderates. If that's the case, do you have a plan to get those moderates to work with you?
Absolutely. We've been listening to the various reasons that folks have insisted that the Republicans have said that they are suspect of the plans that have been moving forward. We can figure out where there is common ground. Certainly, things like the cost reduction payments, cost sharing reduction payments, having risk management tools, lowering prices, increasing competition. These are all things we can do together. But again, they have to take repeal off the table. Whether that's by Mitch McConnell calling a vote this week or next, going down, or simply declaring that now is the chance to work in a transparent, bipartisan way, holding hearings, involving folks in something that impacts a sixth of the U.S. economy. We need to come to that point by getting repeal off the table to work together.
Right. Tammy Baldwin, good to talk to you. Senator Tammy Baldwin
is great to talk to you.
Senator